Welcome back everyone to another training week where you are following my gymnastics adventures and of course my build up to the 2022 World Championships in Liverpool. So I've given myself some cues here which highlights the focus for that particular week, and the main focus was to push my finger into returning to underbar skills on P-bar, so the peaches or falgas, the giants, to start catching releases on high bar rather than just tapping the bar with one hand, to fix my one-arm giant form on high bar, and to increase my dismount repetitions. So maybe to start I'll just talk over those things one at a time. So you'll see I started pushing the first half and the second half on P-bar, and as it stands, you know, my finger doesn't get too much worse when I do these underbar skills. It'll sort of hurt a lot in the first few reps of the falgas to handstand, but as I do more repetitions, the pain starts to get less and less, which reflects that it's actually a lot of scar tissue in the injury. That's one of the ways you can tell whether injury is still not ready for training or whether you can start to push the boundaries. And if it's getting better every single turn, well, that just means the blood is flowing into the injury and flushing out some of that scar tissue, and of course increased circulation is gonna help relieve some of that pain and heal the injury faster. And that's the reason why I always tell my guys, you know, if you have an injury, you have to start working on it as soon as movement is allowed. But anyway, injuries are a whole topic altogether. You'll see me doing a lot of P-bar dismounts and high bar dismounts. On P-bar, just increasing the reps of double pike, as you saw there, really trying to find out when is the optimum time to open up for the stick. Get more consistent for the stick so that at the end of my routine it's not just okay, just land it, but I'm actually shooting to stick at the end of a whole set. On the high bar, I've started doing a lot of double layouts, and I probably mentioned in the last video I'm very nervous to do the double layout without twisting, just because it's been a decade since I did double layouts off high bar. But you know, doing basics is important. For one, it lets me focus just on getting a really good depth in my final tap, making sure that my legs are more or less pointing to the ceiling, or ideally slightly over the ceiling, closer to the direction of the bar. That little difference in angle makes a massive difference with how much rotation I generate. Another thing it lets me focus on is my straight knees in the taps, and I have noticed that my knees are starting to get cleaner. When I do the double-double, especially these first few that you'll see me do over hard landing this week, and that catch over there was pretty bent, you'll see, so whenever I get nervous, like in those catches or a new dismount like the double-double, the knees go fully bent, about a 90-degree angle. So that's something I really have to fix if I want to score well at Worlds. So lots of dismounts. I'm starting my day actually on high bar with a dismount or two before moving to the releases, where usually what I would do my warm-up turn and go straight into pagans, Colemans and Cassinas. There you go, you check my knees out here, almost straight, a little bend. I really like the feet direction on that one, so probably just a 0.1 for the knee bend there. Now the other focus was to actually start catching some releases. The week before this, I counted that I did, you know, like 20-30 reps of my releases in total. So I did a huge amount of numbers, and I was really hoping this week that it would culminate in me actually catching some of the big ones like the pagan and Cassina. And although I did catch one on the Monday, I did catch a pagan on the Monday, I wasn't able to catch another one on this day and still no casinas. Now the other thing is to take out the extra giants. One thing that's actually quite tricky was to take out an extra giant between doing a casino and a Coleman. So this week, because I didn't catch any casinas, I was training it just Coleman and then giant and Coleman again. Usually I'll do the catch, I'll do a giant after the catch, another giant to reset, and then the Kovac step again. So this week was my first time trying to do a second Kovacs type skill with just the one giant before that and the tap. There you saw me almost bust the same finger in exactly the same way as I did at the Commonwealth Games. It was a close call, but luckily I had the quick thinking just to go to upper arm. Yeah, so this was last week. I'm really looking forward to releasing this week's training week because it's gone really well. I'll have a few things to talk about. I've gone and changed from training on the pit bar to doing my releases on the bar that you're looking at right here for this double out double twist. This was the first time in my life going over hard. So actually this particular week I did 2 new things on bar. I've never done a double layout over hard, and I've never done a double out double twist over hard. So I was pretty excited to get 2 new things in one day. So I've started doing releases this week on this bar over hard. It's much newer than the bar that you're seeing me on over here, trying to do that straight Gaylord and start some work potentially on the Kudinov too. Every Friday is the idea. But the bar over hard, the Spieth bar, is a lot more bouncy. And it just goes to show that it makes a lot of difference between using 2 bars, one newer, one older, in terms of how much height you're gonna get from that bar. Still loving to play on the air track on the Saturdays. And I'm thinking of doing double again pretty soon on the floor. Not that it's a priority, but something that helped with the one arm giant was to just lean over more on my post arm, and that really helped to square it up at the top. In the routine though, it's a different story. It's quite hard to hold on, so you're second guessing, and that second guessing is causing a bit of a loss in shape. So there you'll see me catch, do the tap straight away, and Coleman again. So that's it for this week. I'm really looking forward to next week's video. Coach's Corner coming up next. I hope you're enjoying the extra few shorts I've been posting. Till next time.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Coach's Corner. You're with myself, John. I've been a bit injured this week with an ankle injury, so it's been great to watch the boys progressing their skills, working hard, and it's just making me more and more hungry to get back into the gym and training properly. It's been good to see, along with the boys working hard on their skills, Will be on that routine grind for World Champs coming up in about a month and a half, I think. It's been good to see him working hard, getting some upgrades into his routines as well, ready to smash it over there. It's an interesting skill from Ben and a rare feature from Eris, which is good to see. He's been cranking those vaults real hard, even getting some twists on those, I believe. Yeah, you can see me there in the moon boot. Jack and Ryan as well, working those high bar dismounts religiously. Heaps of numbers on those. They're just trying to figure out the taps. They've been twisting some double tucks and trying to straighten out into double layouts. As we see a nice floor routine here from Will. Really tidy tumbles, just one little mistake here, but that's all right. And he finishes off in the resi with a real nice triple twist. Ben's bringing back the Colemans. He couldn't quite manage to get it in for nationals in the routine, but it's good to see him working those again. As we see more dismounts from Jack, getting that close to straight, just managing to get that rotation around. But yeah, it's been good to see the boys working. Just makes me really want to be back training with them properly. And it looks like Ben's had a bit of a rough time on pommel like usual actually. So catch you guys next week.